Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Takesha, back with another live on mental health awareness. This is the month of May. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Welcome to the Informed Voice Podcast. To my replay folks, welcome. Thank you for coming and watching the replay. I truly appreciate you. What time is it? I know I'm a little late. I apologize. But I'm here. Okay, nonetheless, I am here. 7:06, we're gonna give it to 7:10. See if we can get some more people to chime on up in here. If not, we gonna keep it pushing at 7:10. I hope all is well with everyone. I hope you all had a great Mother's Day weekend. I hope your week, last week, and the weekend just passed went well for you. I hope this week is going well for you as well. And while I'm here talking, let me put my laptop on the charger before we won't have a podcast live tonight. Okay, what's going on? By the time I come back over there, it should be time to start. Okay, I got my charger. Let's put it in. Okay. And we are set. It is 7:08. It is 7:08. So tonight on the podcast tonight, we're going to continue to talk about breaking the silence. Okay, real talk on mental health. Last week I did like the intro, the first part of it. This is the second part, which we will be talking about discussing common mental health issues / myths versus facts. Okay, myths versus facts. 2 minutes seems so long, y'all. I just want to be in and out, in and out. So we're going to get started because I got some good information here. So, again, hey everyone, and welcome back to the Informed Voice Podcast, the place where we have real conversations that inform, inspire, and empower. I'm your host, Takesha, and today we're diving into a powerful and much needed topic: common mental health issues and the myths that still surround them. Okay? Whether you personally face mental health challenges, supported someone who has, or you just want to break down the stigma, well, this episode is for you. Okay, let's unpack what's the facts and what's the fictions when it comes to mental health. So we got segment number 1, the big picture. How common is mental illness really? In my little notes, I got 1 in 5 adults in the United States experience mental health illness every year. Most common types are anxiety, depression, PTSD, bipolar disorder. It affects all walks of life: age, race, class, gender. Okay. So now that we know how common mental health conditions really are, let's get into some of the biggest myths. What are they and why they're just not true? So my segment number 2, myth versus facts. Okay, busting the most harmful and common misconceptions. You can do this rapid fire, or it takes like 3 to 5 myths and unpack them. And I'm going to unpack them in more depth. Okay. For example, examples of myths and debunk. Mental illness is a sign of weakness. People with mental illness are violent. Therapy is only for crazy people. You can just snap out of depression. Kids don't have mental health problems. Now that we've tackled the myths, let's talk about the signs that should be really looked for when someone might be struggling. My segment number 3 is recognizing the signs. What does mental health distress actually look like? Okay, and here are a few talking points: mood changes, withdrawal, sleep appetite disruption, trouble functioning at school, work, or in relationships, thoughts of hopelessness or suicide. Okay, recognizing the signs is important, but the next step is just as critical: knowing when and how to reach out for help. Segment number 4, getting help and taking action. What helps look like and how recovery happens. Okay, normalizing therapy and medication, assessing resources, counselors, hotlines, support groups, wellness tools, exercise, mindfulness, connection, boundaries, recovery if possible and common. So, my last one. So, how do we, as individuals, let me know in the comments if you're in here or my replay folks. So, how do we, as individuals and communities, move forward and break the stigma for good? Let me know in the comments. So, my last segment is 5, breaking the stigma, empowering listeners to talk, listen, and advocate. And here are a few talking points. Words matter, crazy versus mental health conditions. Be open about struggles. It gives others permission to do the same. Mental health is health. Okay. So I just want to thank you guys so much for joining. Well, I'm not quite done, but let me say that part for last. So I have some scenarios here. Okay. So we got some scenarios here for uh, mental health. A few scenarios, okay? So, one is the overwhelm. We have college students, okay? We have the silent struggler of a working man. We have the single woman who feels too emotional. And we have the aging parent or empty nester, okay? So, picture a college student. We're just going to make up a name. Her name is Maya. She's taking 5 classes, working a part time job, and trying to keep up with friends. She starts skipping meals, pulling nighters, and feeling constant pressure to be perfect. Her friends say college is stressful, everyone's struggling, so she keeps pushing through. But Maya's not just stressed, she's burnt out, anxious, and on the verge of a breakdown. The myth here, what's the myth? That young people are what? Too young to have mental health problems, or that being overwhelmed is just a part of being in college. That's all it is a mind thing. So the truth, mental health issues can start young, and early support makes a huge difference. Let's go to scenario 2, the silent struggle of a working man or probably a working woman, right? So let's imagine a man in his late, 30s, I would say. He works full time, provides for his family, and keeps his emotion close to the chest. He's been feeling empty, irritable, and unmotivated for months. But he hears things like up or just shake it off. He thinks asking for help means he's weak and that real men don't go to what? Therapy. That's a myth. Do you think that's a myth or a fact? Let me know down below. That mental health is a woman's issue, or that strong men don't talk about their feelings. The fact is, men experience depression and anxiety too. We all human. But because of stigma, many suffer in silence until they reach a breaking point. Mental health doesn't care about what gender you are. Let's go to scenario 3, the single woman who feels too emotional. Let's make up a name. Her name is uh, Nina. No, let's do another name. Her name is Serenity. Meet Serenity. She's single in her 40s, successful and independent. Okay. But lately she's been feeling disconnected and emotionally drained. She tries to open up, and someone says, "Girl, maybe you're just hormonal or you need a man." These comments, what? They seem very small, right? But they also reinforce the myth that mental health symptoms are just overreactions. Okay, it's probably not even a mental health issue, especially for black and brown women. Okay, and the truth of it is, emotional exhaustion, depression, and anxiety are not being what? Too sensitive. Can't be too sensitive. They are real, and no one should have what to explain or justify their pain. Okay, and the last scenario is the aging parent or empty nester. When your kids fly away, okay, they're grown now, let them go. So imagine a parent in their late 50s and early 60s. The kids are grown and out of the house. Retirement is what? Coming around the corner. But instead of feeling free, they feel lost, isolated, and what? Even depressed. They hear things like, "You should be enjoying life right now." But inside, they feel like they have lost their purpose. That's something to think about. Here's another myth: the older adults don't struggle with mental health, or that is just part of getting older. The truth is that what? Loneliness, grief, and depression are very real in many at any stage of life. Okay, sorry about that. Aging doesn't make it less valid or less treatable. Okay, and then I'm going to give you some I'm going to give you a couple of myths, okay, and a couple of facts. So, a myth: mental health problems are rare. Fact: oh, we already kind of did this. Okay, yeah. So, here's the myth: you can just snap out of depression and anxiety. But the fact is, mental health conditions are not a choice and require proper care and treatment. Okay. Here's another myth: taking medication for a mental health issue means you are weak. But the fact of it is, mental health medication or medical treatments, just like insulin for diabetics. Okay, let's go with another myth: children don't experience what? Mental health problems. The fact is, mental health issues can begin in childhood, and early intervention is key. That's just like me working in the school. A lot of the kids have, abilities, certain issues. And sometimes them parents be in denial. But see, when they wait to get the help, they are losing that time frame that they could have helped their child a little earlier and kind of like nipped all that in the bud. But when they wait too late, I understand them being in denial though, because who want to hear that about their child? Who want to hear about their first child that they done had? Your child have autism. Your child have a disability, a behavior issue. All that. This your first child. You looking at life like, oh, I'm having my first baby. I'm about to enjoy this mommy stage. Me and my baby, we about to do this, do that. And then here you go, you get your child in school, and then all this is coming from the teachers So it's understandable, but at the same time, if you get the help early, it will benefit them down the line. So here's another myth. Mental illness is a result of poor upbringing or bad parenting. Let me read that again. It's supposed to be a myth. Mental illness is a result of poor upbringing or bad parenting. Now, here is the fact. Mental health issues are complex, often caused by a combination of genetics, brain chemistry, trauma, and the what? The main one, the environment. The environment. Oh my God, the environment plays a vital part. So I got three more for y'all. So a myth: once you have a mental illness, you'll never recover. But the fact is, many people recover fully or learn to manage their condition and live fulfilling lives. Myth: if someone looks fine, they're not struggling. Fact: mental health isn't always visible. Many people suffer in silence behind that what? That freaking smile. Yeah, they can paint a pretty face, right? So my last one, this is a myth. Talking about suicide will put the idea in someone's head. The fact of it all is talking about suicide openly can actually prevent it by helping someone feel seen. Okay, they need to feel seen and what? Supported. They need to feel seen and supported. All right, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast live tonight as we talked about common mental health issues and also myths versus facts. So I'm gonna leave with this outro. Uh, Again, thanks so much for joining me today. If this episode helped you think differently or gave you the words to talk more openly about mental health, share it with a friend. And remember, you are never alone. Okay? So we just gonna let's keep breaking the silence, okay, and busting the myth and building a culture of compassion. Let's keep breaking the silence, busting the myths, and building a culture of compassion. Until next time, take care of your mind, be kind to yourself, and keep tuning in to the Informed Voice podcast. I am your host, Takesha. To my replay gang, I appreciate you guys. Y'all already know what to do when you come in. Make sure y'all leave me some comments down below so I can see that you were here. Okay, so we can kind of have a back and forth, open ended conversation on this topic. Today is Wednesday. I will be back Friday for another piece of this mental health topics. You guys have a blessed night. Stay safe and stay blessed.